that she is going to pay for and get the reports to Sonia and the department and Becky. Becky has cleared with probation that she can drug test through probation in Blanco so that she doesn't have to drive. And the department is going to try to get her IOP through video so she doesn't have to drive all the way to Marble Falls because she's got, kids and works 3 jobs. And so we're trying to minimize that. So the department is going to work on getting that done. And if not, then they're going to do it through like an individual therapist that can do video for the chemical dependency. Therapy for Juliet, individual therapy for mom. And then if the kids want it or agree to it, the department will offer up family therapy for the children.
We just said therapy for Juliet.
Therapy for sure for Juliet, but family therapy if the children want to do it with mom, but that's up to the children because they have a lot of extracurricular activities and things going on and they're older.
Not therapy for Robbie?
No, Your Honor, I think it was discussed that he's older, he's got a lot of extracurricular activities, and he's not really wanting to do that.
Okay. Miss Harris, any news on Mr. Jimenez? No.
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. The department was told has his parents' address, and they're working on service there, but no.
No. Okay. Okay. Well, let me swear everybody in. Miss. Okay, Miss Ashby, what do you need?
Your Honor, there's a couple of things on the alcohol device. It has to be one that shows her face.
I'm gonna say as approved by CPS. Okay.
Okay.
And Miss Wright.
Blowing a minimum of 3 times a day or at the schedule set by the device, and that she will additionally blow before she gets in the car with the kids.
That's correct.
And then a psychological evaluation for mom. Sorry, psychiatric.
Judge, we didn't discuss the psychiatric. That was not brought up in our conversations, and I don't believe we have a basis for that. That was nothing that was brought up in the conversations we had. And I would need to talk to Ms. Cox if we're gonna order that in addition. I think the trouble is she's got 2 kids. She has to drive everywhere to do all of this stuff. She's trying really hard to juggle. She works 3 jobs. And we're trying to minimize this to get her to where she needs to be.
Well, this is also the second time, at least, that the department's been involved for the same reason. So obviously there's some type of issues going on.
Well, I think we have those addressed with the alcohol testing and the drug testing, Your Honor. There was no discussion of a need for a psychiatric other than the alcohol and drug issues.
Did y'all discuss a psychological evaluation like we do in most cases?
No, Your Honor, this is brand new. That was not brought up in our conversations, and I would need
to. That's correct. I missed it on my list when Becky came into the room. But the department's concern is this is, I believe, the 4th or 5th time the department has been involved due to drugs or alcohol. And their concern is that mom has an underlying issue that maybe she's self-medicating for, that if she could get help for that, then that might also help her drug and alcohol problem.
Is she submitting to an OSAR evaluation?
She had one 4 months ago.
And what did it say? No recommendations?
Outpatient treatment.
Okay, well, that's good. Why don't we do this? Why don't we say mom goes to individual therapy, and if psychological or psychiatric is recommended by her therapist, she follow those recommendations.
I would need to ask my client if that's okay, Your Honor, or Becky's client.
I mean, if we go to therapy and we don't follow the therapist's recommendations, what good are we doing in therapy?
Yeah, I understand. I just something hadn't been discussed.
Okay. Ms. Wright, do you have an opinion on this?
Yes, Judge. I think that she needs to have it done. I mean, there's clearly an issue. Even if it's just substance abuse, then we know that there's not any underlying depression, anxiety. I would be okay letting the therapist direct that too, but I do think we need to figure out what's going on so that we don't keep coming back here.
Okay. Ms. Potts, y'all want to go to breakout room again?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
If you can send them to breakout room, please.
Your Honor, let's see. Ms. Cox has agreed that if the therapist recommends a psychological or a psychiatric, that she will take one.
Okay. I think that's a good compromise. Okay. Ms. Cox, you understand everything that's been discussed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you, excuse me, you have some pretty big responsibilities and duties and things to get on PDQ, right?
I have a lot, yeah, but that's just add to the pile of stuff I already have a lot to do with too. So hopefully I can keep up with everything. I'm gonna try my very best too.
Okay. Yeah, because the quicker you can get this stuff done, the quicker we can get out of your life. And that would
y'all be back in because there's always something. Y'all will be back in, so it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna do the best I can.
Okay. Well, I hope not, because that's not our goal. And I've never seen you before, and I've been judged for 10 years, so that in this Blanco County, so that's a good sign. And hope I don't have to see you again once we get this done. Okay. Who is going to be the FBSS worker?
There has not been one assigned yet.
Okay.
We're gonna wait for this hearing.
Well, how long will that, because Ms. Cox has a lot to do. How long, Ms. Winkler, will that take? Because I want somebody.
It should be within 24 hours. I know Michelle Peterson covers the Burnett County, but I'm not sure who covers the Blanco County, if she does as well.
Yeah, because I don't remember having a participation case in Blanco County that I can remember. If so, it's been a long time ago. Okay, let me look at my calendar. Miss Ashby, do you need anything else?
Yeah, Judge, two more things.
So
she's going for a segment and hair strand.
Okay.
So we're going to need a special order for that, which I will get to you. I need to ask the department if there's anything they need to do before I have the judge sign that.
In regards to the segmented hair strand?
In regards to the segmented hair strand?
The CPS drug people at state helped me prepare that order, so it ought to be okay.
Okay, I just meant time-wise as far as if they had to get for that. But if the court orders it, I guess it's approved.
Court orders it, yes.
And that she do a urine test at the same time she go in for her hair strand test.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, shoot.
ETG included?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, got it all? Okay, Ms. Potts, what do y'all need?
We're good, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Harris, besides the client?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Speaking of client, Ms. Cox, talk to me about Mr. Jimenez. Is he involved in the kid's life? Y'all divorced? Y'all have custody papers? Give me some info, okay?
So we do, he has every other weekend. He has not exercised those rights for 5 years now. He has not exercised those rights. He doesn't pay child support. I do not receive child support from him. He doesn't attend none of his kids' games, their school games, which my kids are all-star players. It's amazing to hear everyone scream their names. And when I'm sitting there in the stands, they make AB honor rolls. Well, my daughter does. My son makes A's. He knows nothing about that. My kids don't even know him, really.
Where does he
live? Birthdays, no holidays, nothing.
Where does he live?
He lives in San Antonio, from the last that I know.
Do your kids have any relationship with any paternal relatives?
They're Their grandfather, but he married the mom, so he's not biologically their grandfather.
He was a step grandfather.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I assume you have orders that order him to pay child support. He just doesn't do it, right?
No, so what I know, because I have an attorney on this, assigned to this, I paid her in full, but she's abandoned me. She has not closed this case out. He's supposed to be paying child support. When I got with her, she was going to write up the paperwork, but she never filed it. So I don't know where that has stand since she's still on the case and I cannot get a hold of her. I've emailed her, I've called her, I've shown up to her office. I have done everything, but I've already paid her in full, and I can't get a hold of her to even get her name off the case so I can go through another attorney and have that paid over again to do all this. And nor do I have the funds. I'm
Who is that attorney name?
Gail Calarola.
Where's she out of?
She's in San Antonio.
Okay. Are you not going to the Attorney General's office for enforcement?
I did. They said that I need to go to her because her name's on the case. I even called down to the San Antonio court. They told me that I need to get a hold of her so she can come up here and remove her name. I've emailed, I've called. I can't get nothing out of her.
Okay. Well, maybe Miss Lane can help you get rid of her or do something, because yeah, you need to get on that.
I'm working 3 jobs. It's still negative. Like I'm on rent. Like my kids need things, toilet paper, stuff, socks, stuff for their sports. I can't do it all by myself. I can't.
Well, give Miss Lane that info and she can help you a little bit, or contact the Attorney General's office for you maybe.
Thank you.
Tell me where you are.
I'm a registered dental assistant. I live in Blanco, Texas.
And where's your dentist office?
In Spring Branch.
Okay. And what are your other jobs?
I babysit and I house sit for people around my neighborhood if they're leaving, especially right now with the holidays. They need someone to watch their pets, go feed them, and then I'll also house sit too as well. So I mean, I'm just trying to pick up whatever I can and still try to be in Blanco so I can attend all my kids' athletic games and stuff like that and be there for them. Yeah, I get a little overbearing, and I do drink every now and then, but it was never supposed to be like this.
Sounds like you're a busy lady. And I mean, even if you didn't have all those jobs, you'd be busy with the children your age. And that's good. I mean, I'm really happy that you've raised them the right way to be active in sports and extracurricular activities versus sitting on their butts on their phones or their video games,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, I mean, you're one of the few, believe it or not, that we hear that the children are doing really well in school and extracurriculars. And I know Blanco is kicking, on sports and football this year. And they've always done real well. So I'm glad to hear that your children are active in that community also. And, your kids are at age, they can help you with the pets and they can help. I mean, I know they can't stay there overnight, but make them do some chores and stuff too. I'm sure you probably do.
I do, but I prefer them to focus on themselves. And my son's leaving me in 3 years to go to Israel to serve in the IDF. So I've kind of been a little bit, easy on him because I only have 3 more years left with him.
Are y'all Jewish?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I was wondering why y'all were going to go do that. Well, we need things to calm down over there, don't we?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we check with her to see if she has any locating information for Mr. Velasquez?
Yes, ma'am. Do you, ma'am?
Have any what?
Do you have an address or phone number or anything on Mr. Jimenez?
No.
No phone number?
Nope. No. Out of sight, out of mind.
Do you know if he works or anything?
I heard he works with a buddy of his and he gets paid underneath the table, but I don't know any address, any phone number. Out of sight, out of mind.
Okay. I mean, I understand, but if you happen to hear from him or the kids happen to hear from him, ask some questions and see if you can get some info, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I do know he has an Instagram. I personally do not have Instagram. That's what I know.
Okay. Well, maybe Miss Harris from the department can do some, what do you call it? Internet investigation. What do you call it? Sleuth? What's the word? What word, y'all?
Your Honor.
Yes.
The kids told the department that they were with their father over the summer. I don't know for how long of a period of time.
No, they're with their step grandfather.
Maybe dad came over.
Yeah, they told me they hadn't had any contact with dad in several years.
Yeah.
I wonder if step grandfather, if I mean, ma'am, if you could give Miss Lang or Miss Potts the grandparents info, and then Miss Harris has an obligation to try to use due diligence to try to locate him. So
yes,
if you pass that info on to Miss Lang, that would be great.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, he's probably laying low because he didn't want the Attorney General's office to find him, I would imagine too. So, but it sounds like to me, y'all, that we could. I don't know. He's not involved in the children's lives, according to Miss Wright. I mean, could we just non-suit him? Because he's not the reason we're here today. And
you could, Your Honor, and I imagine my client would support that. But if you guys are trying to help the family out, might be better to locate him child support wise.
Or it might be better to not locate him, to not stir the pot. For the kids, I mean, they're 12 and 15, you know, I mean, if I hadn't been involved, my dad hadn't been involved in my life, I don't know. I probably, y'all know what I would say, but I can't say that on YouTube. But
Your Honor, I think it's a conversation maybe Becky needs to have with Miss Cox. I don't know.
And I'll have with my clients, Your Honor, and see what everybody thinks is best.
Yeah, if y'all think it's best, just let Miss Harris know. Miss Harris, you're on until we know otherwise, okay? Not gonna make a difference with you because he's not here anyway. So I mean, so I would probably hang tight on trying to look. You do your thing. Okay, so Miss Cox, you understand all the services that you need to comply with. Miss Israel's out. You're going to have a new caseworker. Maybe it's Miss Peterson. We don't know apparently, but you will be. I'm sure they have your contact information. Need to be sure you do your testing on time. One of my rules about hair strands, you can't dye, cut, etc. your hair. I mean, you can trim it, you know. I just don't want you to come in, you know, bald and tell me,
no.
I know I have long, pretty hair, but also we see the color of your hair. And sometimes, even though we're on Zoom, you know, we can detect, I mean, there are pictures taken, so we can detect, you know, hair's dyed or colored or any of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, anyway, so don't just leave your hair the way it is. It looks nice anyway. So, okay. Anybody need anything else? Okay. Well, thank y'all. Oh, we're going to have a compliance hearing. It's a little early, but it's 2 months. Hopefully we can get, you know, make sure that we're on the right track. I'm going to do January 25th. And everybody agrees that y'all can appear via Zoom. Okay. That's a regular Blanco County court date. It's a big court date. Well, as many cases as we have in Blanco, I think they're all set that day. So okay. Okay. Well, good luck to you, ma'am. Again, thank you, everybody. And fingers crossed everything goes well. And I'll see y'all January 25th. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
We'll be in recess. Thank y'all.